one community is entirely wrong and the other case the community does not have a leg to stand on, can this in fact be a basis for acceptability for the future? It is a patchy job, unfortunately. It is something that is just coddled up in a panchayati sort of strain, and ultimately negotiations don't take place in a manner that has been inaugurated by this government.
All right, but the
by this judgment.
This judgment. Scathing criticism. Quick last word before I take a break. Mukul.
I beg to disagree with
Rajiv
Dhawan, my good friend. As I have said repeatedly, on the basis of the evidence and material available, in a case where you want 3 judges to decide what happened 500 years ago, you can't have a judgment as in a normal case where evidence is led, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. According to me, this was the only thing which was possible. Nobody could prove conclusively absolute title to that land, and therefore the court went on, whatever it found, and therefore I think it's a correct judgment.
Javed Saab, last thoughts before we take a break.
Well, I believe that no issue and no land and no dispute can be more important than the country. That is more important, the nation. Hypothetically speaking, if Party A would have been given all the land, do you think it would have created great goodwill? If Party B would have won the case unconditionally, then it would have created very good atmosphere. And if it happens after 10 years that one party gets all the land, that will create goodwill, that will evolve integration, harmony, self-respect in different groups of people. No, this is the best solution available. You refuse, okay, you have all the right. I mean, you are the citizen of a free country, democratic country, you have the right to the good.
You're saying this is much better than one or the other side winning.
All right, after 10 years, suppose, hypothetically, you win, whether Mahasabha or Mr. Jilani, whoever, they win this case. So, will it be wonderful? Will it be great for the country? Will it make us better people, a better country, a better society? The answer is no.
And Ravi Shankar Prasad is with us. He is, of course, a senior face of the BJP, but was also one of the senior advocates for one of the Hindu groups. Ravi, how should we read this judgment according to you? There are some, like Rajiv Dhawan, who have argued on this channel that it's a shocking one-sided judgment. Others, like the Waqf Board, have said it's partially disappointing. And your party has said it paves the way for the building of a grand mandir. What is the big message that you take away, Ravi, from this judgment?
Barkha, let me tell you one thing very clearly. Today I am talking to you, I will be very quick because I have to rush, others my plane became late. I am not here to respond to the conventional pseudo-secularists who abound on your channel. Today my take is entirely different. I have brought the entire judgment, key points before me, which I have brought from Lucknow. Ram was a revered, pious figure for the Hindus, Muslims never question. Ram was born in Ayodhya, they never question. Ayodhya is sacred for Hindus, they never question. What the question was that this is not the place where the Hindus believe that he was born. Issue 14, issue 22, issue 19 has been decided clearly by a majority that this is the place where Ram was born, which Hindu believe for the last thousands of years. This is a concept of a deity exclusive to Hindus, which I had argued. It has been accepted. And Justice Khan, without saying so, says in so many words that before this mosque construction, Hindu has treated that whole area to be a Ram Janmasthan, though not very specific disputed area. Now, one judge has allowed the Hindus' plea completely. All the judges have dismissed the plea of Babri Masjid Action Committee. And Justice Sudhir Agrawal, along with D.V. Sharma, has clearly held that the place where Ram Lalla is Virajman today is the place which Hindus believe for generation as the place of birth. Now, you may recall Barkha in the white paper after the Singh Rao government and the Faruqi judgment also, they had said if it is proved this is the place of birth of Lord Ram, we will willingly forego our claim. And today when there is a judicial determination, what I said there in Lucknow immediately thereafter, I am appealing to your channel. You are saying India has moved, and I am appealing to the new India and not to the pseudo-secular India who abound on your channel. Please accept this verdict with all humility. you have got the right to go in appeal. But if you help the Hindus willingly to construct a temple at the Janmasthan, it will pave the way of a new resurgent India of trust, of amity. And that India appeal which I am making today, not as a BJP leader or a senior lawyer or a general secretary of the BJP or member of parliament or a chief spokesperson, but as an Indian first. And I am quite sure, Barkha, regardless of the pseudo-secularists who abound on your channel, there is an India waiting to respond to that appeal.
I was going to say to you that I don't know if Javed Akhtar is a pseudo-secularist for you, but Javed Akhtar for 1 hour has been saying that this is an opportunity for reconciliation and that the Muslim community must take away a positive message from this verdict and join hands with the Hindus.
Barkha, I'm sorry for interrupting, Barkha. I know Javed Bhai. I know his attitude toward this issue. He's a good friend. But I didn't mean Javed Sahab. But those who come, Rajiv Dhawan, you talked about him. He's a senior lawyer. I also know law a little, not as big as he is. But if Muslims would have succeeded today, had Mr. Dhawan maintained the same attitude? This is downright double standard. Please today create an atmosphere of amity, Barkha. And I'm sure there is a big India which is going to respond. India has moved on. But those who are bound in your channel haven't moved.
I don't know.
Mindset is a badly
I don't know who you mean. At least you've named one person, Rajiv Dhawan. But Ravi, in that spirit of amity that you have spoken about, we've also got Shekhar Gupta joining us, and Javed Akhtar is laughing at what you said. But I want to ask you, in this spirit of amity, at this point, should the BJP perhaps at least abandon issues like Kashi and Mathura? Should the BJP reach out to the Muslims and say, okay, we have got a go-ahead for our mandir, but your mosque can come up alongside as well. Can we hear the same amity from the BJP that you want from the Muslims?
Barkha, I know you will ask me this question. And you have been asking this question. But is it the occasion for that to ask this question? This is the larger question I am raising today. Why your language, your body language, your analysis does not change from the Barkha I have known for the last 10 years. When the judgment has given a new beginning today, why you are not picking up the threads of that beginning?
You have not been watching, me on TV, you've been in a flight, we have been talking about reconciliation all day, Ravi. Sorry,
Barkha, you are a very good friend of mine.
Go ahead.
Barkha, what I am telling you, you are my very good friend, Barkha. I know your views on many things. I am not discussing about that. But I have appealed today to a mindset beyond Barkha Dutt, this question.
This is not about Barkha Dutt.
A large part of India is waiting to respond to that.
It's about the country, sir. You didn't answer my question. I am simply saying I accept your point. Let me first say I accept your point. There is an opportunity for reconciliation here. I am simply saying what can the BJP do to also enhance this environment of reconciliation? Ravi, iska to please aap jawab de.
Barkha, my reply is very simple. I don't owe this reply to Barkha Dutt. But when the reconciliation would start, a lot of positive vibes would come about. But what is my worry is, before my appeal has even been responded to, all the derailment process I see on NDTV, that is something which I don't appreciate.
All right, Javed Saab, and then Shekhar Gupta, Professor Ashish Nandi also joining us. Javed Akhtar, you were excluded from the tag of being a pseudo-secularist.
Yeah,
I have a suggestion, divide NDTV one-third, one-third, one-third.
But don't you know, anybody who has a Muslim name can never be a pseudo-secularist. Only a liberal Hindu can be a pseudo-secularist. You can be a pseudo-secularist. I can be a fundamentalist, but not a pseudo-secularist.
Okay, now that we've got that out of the way. To Ravi's point, that is this the time? Because you have been saying all day, and we have been talking about reconciliation on this channel all day. Do you accept what Ravi is saying, that this is the time for a national consensus, and the fact is that the judges have upheld the sentiments around Ram Lalla?
First of all, I'll say hello to Ravi ji because he is a very good friend and we spend a lot of time in the parliament together. But at the same time, reconciliation is not a one-way traffic. It's not a one-way street. When we talk of reconciliation, we should not start from the point of view that what do we expect from others. Reconciliation starts by saying this is what I'm willing to offer. So it is for him to decide, and not necessarily today, but it is for him to decide what, for reconciliation, what he is willing to bring to the table.
But I kept trying to ask that and I didn't get an
doesn't
answer.
matter. He will.
But okay, Shekhar, we've had a variety of views expressed, but they fall roughly into the following three categories. Those like Rajiv Dhawan, who thinks it's a one-sided judgment and the court overreached. This was not within their purview. Those like Javed Akhtar, who say there's an excellent opportunity for reconciliation in this, and those like Asauddin Owaisi and some Hindu groups also who are petitioning against this, who say that this one-third formula we never asked for. This is a kind of surrender.